have decided there is a cost to being fat. Giselle got me to do an exercise as a way to get me present to the fact that giving up on myself has big consequences. If I'm happy to accept the consequences, then sure, give up. But generally selling out isn't an option. Here are some hidden costs. Diabetes. Obese people develop a resistance to insulin. Cost between $4,000 and $9,000 a year, depending on what complications you have. High blood pressure and heart disease. Increased weight puts strains on your heart. Once this happens, the chance of stroke also increases. Cost of open heart surgery between $60,000 and $70,000. Cholesterol lowering drugs, $53 a month. Blood pressure medication, about the same. And the cost just increases as time goes by. Osteoarthritis. The extra weight puts pressure on joints, leading to hip and knee replacements at a recurring cost about every 10 years. The average cost of a hip or knee replacements is $40,000. Depression from repeated failure from dieting and low self-worth. Average cost of that for antidepressants about $40 a month, plus the cost of therapy. For bariatric surgery, about $15,000. Heartburn from a weak or overloaded stomach valve. Average cost $20 a month. Incontinence from a large heavy abdomen, approximately $400 a year for a woman. Scared yet? By doing this, I realise it is no easier to give up, to sell out on myself. I really don't want to be on the path of self-destruction, quite possibly totally reliant on other people to inject my medication, do my shopping for me, bathe me, just to name a few. Maybe I would have some independence if I had a wheelchair, but still hindered by blood pressure problems, potential loss of vision, kidney failure, and so it goes on. Living on the memories of the life that used to be does not float my boat. Right now I have choices. The better choices seem to be the harder ones, but the most rewarding. I'm in control of my life, able to make my own decisions and act on them when I please. I don't want that taken away from me. That's a very scary prospect. There is a part of me that was saying, yeah, but that's what happens to other people. Not me. I'm not that fat. But reality is, if I don't continue to make conscious decisions of what goes in my mouth and what I do with my body, that it is likely to be me as anybody else. It is a given that it's just a given that is the path that your life will take. It has been proven over and over again. All the research is out there. As part of my research, I read a book called Lap Band Solution and found it was no solution. And I had a very harsh reality check that where I thought this was the answer, that it wasn't. It was too hard, too invasive, too expensive, and not guaranteed, just to name a few. I actually stopped reading because I found it very depressing. So in light of all this, I've committed to a structure as per Giselle. The commitments I have made include listening to my mind movie in the morning, meditating each night, eating only 3 meals a day, no snacking, and chewing each bite till it is liquid. In line with this, I've also tried to create a positive environment so that this can take place. For example, having fruit and vegetables on hand, as well as meal replacements for an emergency. Putting a note on my table to remind me to chew properly. You probably don't need to see that. And revealing my commitment to my immediate family so they can support me. As part of my non-food activity, I've been pouring my heart and soul out into these backpacks that I'm trying to sew together. I've got a business idea for them, and if I get my act together, I might be selling them online soon. But basically, it's a very slow journey for me, and I'm being as honest as I can in hope that you can take some inspiration from this. Thank you so much for all your words of encouragement. You're a big part of keeping the wheels turning. Bye.